Hallelujah, we have a land drop. And it's a Verdant Catacombs. We're gonna Thoughtseize, see what you're working with. And yes, I'm still using pen and paper because I don't trust Magic Online. Come on, man, really? Alright. Here we go. Urborg, Swamp, Tomb, Cruise, Dark Blast, and Liliana. So what do I care about? I care about Liliana and Treasure Cruise. I think I have to take Liliana here. Actually. Because I'm not on the board yet. And my hand is pretty slow, so I do not want it to be attacked by hand disruption. Although a Treasure Cruise is very bad. If I had like an Abrupt Decay in my hand, I would not care about Liliana that much. Tomb tap, Vampire Nighthawk. This will come into play untapped, so might as well play it now. And now we can't even Dark Blast. Joke's on you. Alright, you can take my 3-drop, my good 4-drop, my bear, or my uncastable worm. But you can't take my catacombs. Taking the Blade Raider. Yeah, makes sense. We drew a Thoughtseize. We're gonna go ahead and attack. So we know that he has Treasure Cruise, Dark Blast, and Swamp. Treasure Cruise, Dark Blast, Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could potentially cast. We don't have to crack that. That's pretty good, actually. I'm just gonna play my Nighthawk. Next turn, Thoughtseize away the Treasure Cruise if I can. Yeah, the Urborg is pretty nice for us, because now if we Dark Blast the Bloodghast, we can bring it back next turn. Can't attack with it though, but what can we do about that? Yep, that's fine. Do dredge it. Yes, and you mill Tarmogoyf and Ooze. Well, now you will Treasure Cruise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to tap 1 more mana. Yeah, that's bad. And a Thoughtseize? Inquisition. Yeah, well, it's bad anyway. If he missed on lands, I guess. No, he has a swamp, we know that. He took the Gatekeeper. Yeah, I'll probably do that too. So the only card we know that he has is Dark Blast. Which I think is a pretty good card in Modern right now. Because of all the mana, birds and delvers and stuff, and it fuels Treasure Cruise. Are we taking the damage? Yes, we are. Time to Thoughtseize. Dark Blast, Courser, Tectonic Edge and Slaughter Pact. Alright, take the Courser. Edge, Pact. Well, the Pact is stone cold. So you could Dark Blast again, but that is fine. I do not care about that. He could take Edge, I don't care about that either. Sure. If you want to dredge with 2 dead cards in hand, that is fine by me. No dredge. Play the tech edge. And you hit something good? No, you're just using it. Alright. Well, I have more. And now they will have haste. Oh, gatekeeper. Do I just play that? Depends on what he's doing here. Nothing, then I don't think I'll play it. I think it could be worth waiting if he dredges Dark Blast, for example. He did not. Of course. Well, it did basically the same. Basically. I'll still keep it in hand, I think. Because I still have lethal. But what he could do is find like... Yeah, he could find like... an ooze. And get back that way. No, yeah, he could. But Gatekeeper would prevent that. Alright, grinder down. So we're going to bring in the ley lines, probably the decays, the dismembers. We're going to remove all the Thoughtseizes. We're going to remove the Massacre Worm and 2 Birthing Pods. Birthing Pod is really good, but if you don't have the life to play around with, it's not that good. So how are the other ones doing? 0, 0, 1, 0 and 0, 0. Alright. There we go, sideboarding complete. I would love to have a leyline in my opening hand. If I could choose a card. Probably be leyline, 3 lands, Gravecrawler and Bloodghast. Ooh, I really don't like to mulligan, and this hand has some good cards. But I think I have to mulligan. Alright, well this hand is not as good. The other one had potential, but you can't do much about that. And I was not mulliganing for the leyline, but let's say the first hand had a leyline instead of one of the creatures, I would have kept it. Of course. Just mock me. Hopefully it will be live before the game is over, but we'll see. If he has to turn to ooze or something, things could be bad. Which it looks like he has. Ooze or Goyf? I would prefer Goyf. But it is an ooze. So now I can't play my Bloodghast. That seems really bad. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Very funny. I would like to draw one of my 10 or 12 removal spells, please. Before the game is over. If he plays a Liliana here, I think I discard my Bloodghast. Looks like a Liliana, yeah. Because then I can play Nighthawk next turn and maybe get something going. Because he's tapped out on green. Come on. Yes, please. So he could have like a removal spell, like an Abrupt Decay, minus Liliana, and eat my Bloodghast. That is the worst case scenario, but it is pretty unlikely. But even if it doesn't have that, if it just has Sacrifice and Eat, I'm still in a pretty bad spot because I have 4 dead cards in my hand. Courser and missing land could be my salvation here. Could also be something else. No? Well, that's too bad. Sure, that is fine. I do not care about that. Goodbye, Leyland of the Void. Discarding Treasure Cruise. Do you have another Liliana? Then you should have minused Goif, right? Oh, that's fantastic. So, how do I do this? I can evoke Shriekmaw. I can also just attack. I could also play Leyline, but I don't think that's great. I could also elect not to, I'm gonna just attack Liliana of the Veil, I think. I could just play the Leyline and hope that he screws up again. But that seems pretty bad. So I could evoke this and kill the ooze. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's try to stack this correctly. So there will be no food for you. So we want to stack this first. And then destroy that. I assume that it has another treasure cruise somewhere. We're just gonna play Catacombs and pass. Alright. We're not defeated yet. But we are in a pretty bad spot. Sure. Swing and a miss. But it does fuel a future treasure cruise. Which it looks like he has. Yep. It's too bad, but I really can't do anything about it. Sure, I'm gonna discard a swamp, I think. Oh, maybe I discard a Leyline now, actually. No, I'm gonna discard a swamp. Discard a Liliana. That's a lot of damage. No attacks. I see. I can respect that. Yeah, I'm still gonna attack Liliana of the Veil. Now we can play Phyrexian Arena and gamble that we will somehow win this through the treasure cruise. But he gets to attack for a lot of damage next turn if he wants to. We are at least sacrifice proof for the moment. And if it chooses to discard, well, that doesn't change much. And there we have the attack, that's fine. And what's the follow-up? Maelstrom Pulse. Deal. That is a good draw too. I will have to strike down Liliana here, I think. What do you have for 1 green? Ah, Dismember. Right. Well, now my Bloodghast has haste, so it's fine anyway. Is that redirectable? No. Alright. Well, I think we win this race at least. He can attack for 9 and we attack for 5. No, we do not. I guess we can leave Messenger on D. Gravecrawler. So if we attack with both, he can animate an attack for 9. That is not enough. 6, 7, 8, 9. Unless he draws another land. We attack for 5, he will block 1, so he will only go down to 5. I think I just don't attack this turn. Play this and pass. Now he can't attack and he can't use Liliana, that's for sure. But I do feel that his top decks are a bit better than mine. I guess that's not completely true if I draw like a Birthing Pod or something. So what can we do? I guess we can just draw a removal spell too, that would be pretty nice. This is a very, very slow opponent. Mark my words. Will you go down to 7? No. Interesting. If he forces me to sacrifice, it will probably bleed Bloodghast. If he attacks with Treetop and this, I'll just chomp the Goyf. Yeah, hopefully we will draw something good next turn. I think I'll accept any spell besides the last ley line. And I guess Grey Merchant is a dead draw too. So any spell for 1, 2, 3 or 4 besides the last ley line. Swamp. So you could have activated both. So I would have died this turn if I attacked. You're going to attack. Well, I will block. So now he can block 2. That means that he will take just 2. Bloodghast is actually a good draw here. So now if I send everything, he will take 4 and lose one of his treetops. I guess I can attack with just the 3. The thing is, if I attack with everything... No, wait. If I attack with everything, he needs to take 3 to be able to block. Yeah, I think I can attack with everything. Animates, blocks, is dead. Yeah. Unless I'm missing something obvious here. So I think this is lethal. Sweet. Good old Bloodghast. If we hadn't drawn that and we had attacked all out, he could have taken 3, go down to 3, block, block, and go down to 1, untap, attack for 9. That wouldn't have mattered anyway. Alright, thanks for watching guys, I'll see you shortly for the next game.